Your warranty just expired. Isn't it about time to stop taking a charge?
I was thinking about just doing it for fun. What's best is he still has to lug me into the store, or else...
Core charge!
I think someone's coming.
Shh. Be quiet. Here he comes.
Hey guys, Josh here with the Weekend Angler, and today we've got an awesome unboxing video. I know we haven't done one of those on the channel in a while, but this one's going to make up for it. Stick around, you're going to want to see what's inside this box.
A lithium battery? Seriously?
What the heck? He's replacing us?
Oh, will you two shut up? You're out of here. Hold on.
Hey, put me down!
Heavy things.
What did I do?
Alright, sorry about that, folks. Those guys were getting noisy. Probably because they're getting old. They know they're on their way out. They don't like this new guy, but we're going to check him out. All right, guys, before we dive into the testing and checking this thing out, I want to take a moment to thank the folks over at GoKWh for sending us this battery. This is a 12.8 volt, 100 amp hour, 1280 watt hour lithium iron phosphate rechargeable battery. This is the equivalent to about a Group 29, Group 31 lead acid marine deep cycle battery. But unlike those batteries that weigh in at 75 pounds or more, this one really don't weigh a whole lot, maybe 20 pounds or so. But we're going to dive into it. We're going to take a look at everything first before we really get started. Let's go over to the GoKWh website. We're going to take a look at the specs on this battery. And when we get done, we're going to go through this one, get it all set up, get it charged, put our initial charge on it. And then, once this thing's charged, we're going to have some fun. We're going to put it through all the tests that I possibly can come up with to test this. We're going to see how it holds up. Because if it holds up good, those lead acid batteries are gone. This is what's going to be running my trolling motor. So let's go over to the computer. We'll take a look at the website, and I'll show you the specs on this exact battery. And then I'll see you back here at the workbench.
All right, let's take a quick look through the website. We're going to go to products and then 12-volt lithium batteries. This very first one is the one we're working with today, and the price shown on your screen was valid when I checked it on the 14th. A little bit of information about the battery. What stands out is a 5-year warranty. Some comparison between lead acid, other lithium batteries, and the GoKWh battery. You can see the comparison up on your screen. It does have a grade A lithium iron phosphate pouch cell. Talks about the onboard BMS system. Goes into detail on the dimensions of the battery and about the LCD display that's located on top of the battery. Shows a little bit about parallel and series connections. Expected runtime of different devices. Methods of recharging and about how long it will take to do so. Shows you what all you're going to receive in the box. There is a link to the manufacturer safety data sheet, and it goes over some notes about battery installation.
Alright, let's go ahead and get the terminals put on the battery. Little plastic cover just pops out of there. And then you have your terminal stud. This has a flat washer and a lock washer, split lock washer, already pre-installed. That'll sit down there in the stud. Now I will say, you can tell this has about a number 3 Phillips head on it. I would recommend using a wrench or a socket to tighten this so you're not stripping out that Phillips head, but obviously you can use it if you want. So get that tightened down in there. Just hand tied to be fine for now. We're not hooking anything up to this. And let's see if we can get the display to come on, and we'll check out the see where the battery's sitting before charge. Alright, that was pretty easy. I just hit that power button there. We're showing the battery at 13.3 volts. Charge of 75%. It went away. So it looks like that stays up for about 5 or 10 seconds. So we're at 75% charge. I'm going to go get the charger. We're going to get this thing up to 100% so we can play with it. Your old battery chargers are not going to work with these lithium iron phosphate batteries. You are going to need a new battery charger that is capable of charging the lithiums. There we go.
All right, don't freak out when you start to charge the battery for the first time. I got from 75 to 80% rather quickly, and then from 80 to 100 seemed like it took forever. So walk away, go do something else. Eventually it will reach the 100%, as you can see.
Alright guys, we've made it to 100%. Took a little bit longer than what I was anticipating, but we made it there. Now we're ready to start testing this battery, see exactly what it can do. And the first test we're going to be doing is a very simple one, using a simple tool. This is a battery load tester. And what this does is just what it says. It puts a load on the battery, and the meter here on the front of the load tester will show us if we have any voltage drop during that load test. We'll kick that in. We're going to hold it for 10 seconds. We're going to watch, see if the battery voltage drops. I'm not anticipating a big drop at all, if any, with this one. And we'll see where we sit after that first test. Alright, our load test is complete, so we're going to move on to phase 2. We're going to be using this digital battery analyzer to check out the battery. Now what this device does, it just kind of gives us an overall battery capacity, as well as checking the voltage, cold cranking amps, and internal resistances of the battery. Hooks up with these simple little clips, 1 and 2. And we'll hit the power button. We'll hit our OK. Now it's going to want us to put in the cold cranking amps of the battery. Now unfortunately, that was not listed in the documentation of the battery. But we can calculate cold cranking amps as long as we know the amp hours, which in this case is 100. So we'll do 100 times 7.25. Amp hours times 7.25 give you cold cranking amps. So that would end up being 725 cold cranking amps. Now all we do is press the OK button to start the test. Alright, we've got 13.75 volts, 19.75 megohms. Now it's showing the battery really low on this test. This thing may not like lithium batteries. Showing 134 cold cranking amps. So a little bit low on this tester. I don't know that this tester is actually designed for lithium batteries though. So that could be an issue with the tester, but it's something to keep in mind. We'll keep an eye on it. We're going to do a performance test here in just a minute. All right, folks, so we finished the first couple of bench tests. The first test that we did, which was the load test, performed great. Battery held up, performed as expected. So we're going to consider that a 100% pass. The second test that we performed with the digital battery analyzer, according to the digital battery analyzer, the battery has failed. However, I cannot find a conclusive answer as to whether that digital analyzer is capable of working on these lithium iron phosphate batteries. So we're not going to fail it on that test. We're just going to say the results are inconclusive. So that puts us at 50% right now. Now comes time for the real world test. And initially, my plans were to take this battery out in the John boat, throw it on the trolling motor, troll all around until we get the battery to shut off. Unfortunately, we've been dealing with 40 and 50 mile an hour wind gusts for the past couple days. It's getting ready to get cold. It's getting ready to rain 2.5, 3 inches. So that's probably not the best idea to be going around in that John boat at the moment. So since we can't bring the battery to the John boat trolling motor, we have brought the John boat trolling motor to the battery. And you can see it right there. I've got the Motor Guide XI3 motor. This is a 52 pound thrust, 12 volt motor. We're getting ready to hook this up to the battery. I'm going to walk you through all the test equipment we're going to be using in this process. And this is going to be about as close as a real world test as we can get, especially since we're going to be able to do all the battery math on this and find out just how this battery is going to perform as a trolling motor battery, which is primarily what it's going to be used for. So let's go ahead and get everything set up. I'm going to walk you through the test setup. I've got all this test equipment so that you don't have to buy it. You can watch the test, see how the battery's going to perform. We're all going to find out at the same time. And you guys get to find out without having to buy a few $100s worth of test equipment. So we'll get it set up, let you guys watch the process as we go, and then we're going to rock and roll and see how long this thing's going to run.
All right, we're going to be using the BK Precision multimeter to monitor the battery's voltage during the test. So we'll go ahead and get that connected to the battery itself. It's going to be on there in tandem with the trolling motor wires. And we'll be using this DC clamp meter to monitor the amperage drawn by the trolling motor during the test. We're going to put us a clock out there to monitor the runtime. And with everything in place, it's time to fire up the motor and start the test. We have the motor set to a speed drawing around 9 amps. And this time-lapse footage from the GoPro will allow us to watch the battery voltage as the time passes by in the test. I had to work the next day, so I went ahead and went to bed, left the time-lapse rolling. Let's see how it finishes up. All right. Battery BMS has cut the voltage off. Batteries reached a critically low level. All right, let's talk a little bit about what we learned from this test. We started at 9:13 p.m., finished up with BMS cutoff at 11:54 a.m. for a total runtime of 14 hours, 41 minutes. Our average current draw during the test was 9 amps. The formula for calculating amp hours is shown on your screen. Let's plug our known values into that. We're looking at 9 amps times 14.68 hours. That comes out to 132.12 amp hours out of a 100 amp hour battery. This battery outperformed its rating. Now, if we compare this to a lead-acid batteries are only usable to 50% of their amp hours. So a 100 amp hour lead acid is considered discharged at 50 amp hours.
All right, guys, well, that's going to pretty much bring us to the end of the video. I want to say thank you one more time to the GoKWh for sending this battery out, giving me the opportunity to test it and to show it to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I answered all the questions that you had. If I didn't, take a moment, leave a comment. I'll do my best to get an answer for you. Guys, the link to purchase this battery is down in the description of the video, and there's a promo code that save you a little bit of money. If this video has helped you out and you enjoyed it, take a moment, please give it that thumbs up button. If you're checking me out for the first time, guys, I post fishing and boating related tip and trick videos all the time. So make sure you hit that subscribe and that little bell next to it. That way you don't miss any videos. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Watching this battery go through an array of tests. Came out looking like a rock star, which is what we wanted. So guys, take care. Until next time, we'll catch you out on the water.